Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rikakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now when you go into the history of America and of the so-called white man, you're going to see how he was the main enslaver and conqueror, colonizer in the world. And you see this World War III raging on, and he is going to be destroyed in World War III. His kingdom is going to fall, and he is then going into slavery. This is what the Hitler situation was all about. Not the Hitler Salakia. This is what the Lucifer situation was all about. See, that heaven was the kingdom, and he was in his heaven, and he was trying to be like God, ruling the world, controlling all of the humans on the earth. And then he was going to be thrown down and thrown into a pit, and that pit is talking about slavery. Now, and that was coming out of Isaiah 14, but I'm going to go to, let's see here, Revelation, because Yahweh Shai, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ, he set the foundation of what's going to happen to these Edomites who named themselves white people in 1681. This is verse 10 to get to the point. It said, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. Okay? That let Yahweh Shai letting it be known that's in the new so-called new covenant or the New Testament, or what his disciples was saying is that the judgments in the Old Testament is going to stand. When you go into, let's see here, Acts chapter 15 and 15, the apostles were saying, let's see if they tell who was the, said Peter rose up. Okay, verse 6. It says, and the apostles and elders came together for to consider of this matter. So when the apostles and the elders came together, Peter, James, they was all standing up, giving their testimony and their truth. Now James, he says that, verse 15, and to this agree the words of the prophets, as it is written. And so he goes into Amos. Now, James stands up and he reads Amos and says Amos is agreeing with what's going on here. And what did Amos say? He said, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David, meaning the Israelites is going to come back in rulership like they was in the days of David, under the son of David, who is Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Verse 12, it say that they may possess the remnant of Edom. They're going to put the Edomites into slavery, okay? And all the heathen that participated in the slavery of the Israelites. And then you go to Acts chapter 2, round about verse, what is it? It talks about Peter, verse 14. This is after Yahweh Shai died, doing and it ushering in the so-called new covenant. It says, but Peter standing up with the 11. So all the apostles stood up. And what did they do? he pulled out Joel. It say, but this is that which was spoken by the prophet Joel. What was Joel prophecies all about? Chapter 3, verse 2. It says, in verse 1, it talks about the captivity of Israel, the slavery. Verse 2 say, I will also gather all nations, will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. See? Who they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Verse 6, it says, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecian, meaning the so-called white man, that ye might remove them far from their border. Say, behold, I will raise them out of the place where you have sold them, and will return the recompense upon your own head. See, that's World War III. That's when World War III is happening, when the Israelites would be saved and rescued and delivered out of the place of their captivity, and then the recompense is going to start coming on these Edomites. What would that recompense be? Verse 80 say, I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. And who is these sons and daughters and these Grecians? Verse 19, it says, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah. See, this is why we know, see, these Edomites is going into slavery because of this transatlantic slave trade and these other captivities, with the Roman captivity, the Greek captivity, and any other nation that had us in captivity. They going into slavery. That's why it names Edom first, and then it says all the heathen. Okay? And King David was one of those prophets that prophesied also about the situation. But let's get Paul. Paul prophesied about it. He said, seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. See, in that tribulation is talking about slavery, because when you go into the Jacob's trouble, see, when Jacob was in trouble, what was going on? Just Jeremiah 30 and 7 say, it is the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, so what is going to happen? The people that were troubling Jacob. Verse 16 say, therefore all they that devour you shall be devoured, and all your adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil you shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon you will I give for a prey. Meaning all of these nations will go into slavery for troubling Jacob. See, he gonna repay trouble to them that trouble the Israelites. This is what he's talking about. Not a Christian church or Jehovah's Witness or Muslim mosque or any kind of doctrine outside of the Israelites dealing with the Lord, the bloodline Israelites dealing with the Lord, and with the promise he gave to Abraham, their forefather, that trickled down to them only. It didn't trickle down to the Edomites or the Moabites or the Ammonites or the Jephthhites or whoever, Hamites, Ishmaelites. It didn't trickle down to none of them. It went to Isaac and then the 12 tribes. So what's another big one? Then you got, let's see here. You got another big one, Lamentations 4:22. Let you know this is going to be not a temporary thing. Verse 22, it says, the punishment of your iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. So the slavery, being on auction blocks and being sold to another nation, is accomplished for the Israelites. It says, He will no more carry you away into captivity. It ain't gonna be no seesaw effect. He put us in captivity, we put him in captivity, he put us back in captivity. No, it ain't gonna be none of that. It says, he will visit your iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover your sin. Now it's time for these red dragons, the so-called white men, to go into slavery, just like the Israelites went into slavery, just like the transatlantic slave trade. It's going to be a great slave trade of the so-called white men. You see, and this is what the scriptures is talking about. And we talking about that Lucifer. Before he got to the part of Lucifer, what was he talking about? The positions being switched between Jacob and Esau. Just to get to the point of verse 2, it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, slaves. And they shall take them captive, slaves, whose captives they were. They was the slaves of the Edomites. And they shall rule over their oppressors. They gonna rule over these Edomites. You see? Well, Revelation 2 and 26. It says that he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him, meaning the Israelites, will I give power over the nations, and he will rule them with a rod of iron, put them in slavery. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken into shivers, even as I receive of my Father. Okay, so this is Yahushua talking, and he's saying the people that overcome and keeping his works unto the end, they gonna be the ones that he gonna turn into the slave master over these Edomites. Okay, and pretty much this is the faith and the destiny, the fate and the destiny of these Edomites, who is the so-called white man. And let's see, Jeremiah 49 and 10, it says, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. See, he can't hide behind the name white, Anglo-Saxon, Caucasian, European, uh, uh, Neanderthal, or whatever he want to call himself. He can't hide behind it. He is Esau Edom, that coming from a man named Esau, who had clean leprosy, and he went to teaming up with the rest of the leopards in the world, and they remain as a large leprosy nation, an albino nation. Only 10% of the population of the earth. Is 90% of people got melanin in their skin, but these 10% don't got no melanin, and probably 99% of them is Edomites. But I'm going to leave it there. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem and Kakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves, scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.